Hi everybody, so my name is Kristine Velasquez and my lesson is titled Using Semicolons. And the appropriate age group for this lesson is about 14 to 18, so essentially the high school age. And the online delivery strategy is going to consist of this video of my PowerPoint presentation with voiceover as well as the Canvas discussion. And the assessment is going to utilize Canvas, the discussion board, and there will be a prompt that you all will need to answer at the end. And the resources are going to be the textbook as well as a supplemental website that I utilized. So, my plan for today is to introduce the topic, to read and really think about a motivational quote from our textbook, and to discuss the rules for my topic as well as providing examples and reviewing through the discussion board, right? So, in other words, the assessment. So, the title of my mini lesson is Using Semicolons. And just like this flower is blooming, is going to be our knowledge, hopefully, by the end of this lesson. So, the quote that I want to review from our textbook of Kirby and Darren is good writing is interesting to read, and good writing is written with technical skill. So, I think that's really relevant to this mini lesson because I know that for myself, I've never been an expert on semicolons. So, this definitely helped me to become a better writer. And just like this quote states, you can be an amazing writer, right? You can even write novels and poems and whatnot and just be really, really great. But writing is not going to come across if it's not an easy read because of technical errors. So it's important to have skill if you really want to get your ideas across to others. All right, so the first rule of using semicolons is that semicolons should be utilized between associated independent clauses that aren't connected with a coordinating conjunction. And the coordinating conjunction examples being and, but, so, nor, or, yet, and so on. So one example of this is the sentence, I love Italian food. Pizza is my favorite. This can be written with the semicolon as I love Italian food, semicolon, pizza is my favorite. So it's connecting these different ideas, and instead of having the word and, there's a semicolon. The next rule is that you can use semicolons between independent clauses that are joined by transition terms. Transition terms being therefore, in addition, for example, in conclusion, and so on. So an example of this is, I do not like to sing songs. However, I sing when I go to church. So this can be written as, I do not like to sing songs, semicolon. However, I sing when I go to church. And the final rule that I want to discuss today is using semicolons between series that have internal punctuations. So you can have series or long lists and use a ton of commas, but they can get very, very confusing. So an example has to do with my favorite genre of movies, which is horror films. So the example is, classic horror films are A Nightmare on Elm Street with Freddy Krueger, Friday the 13th with Jason Voorhees, and Halloween with Michael Myers. So this is really confusing, right? There's commas everywhere, but it's clarified in this other way of writing this. Classic horror films are A Nightmare on Elm Street with Freddy Krueger, semicolon, Friday the 13th with Jason Voorhees, semicolon, and Halloween with Michael Myers. So that was it for my rules and examples. This is my works cited just in case you were interested. But now I want to go over to the review or the assessment. So I want us to jump onto the discussion board, and the instructions for the assignment are going to be to please provide a sentence of your choice that utilizes a semicolon. But the catch or the fun part is that now I want you all to incorporate your favorite films or genres. So make sure that your sentence has something to do with your favorite movie. All right, and I will see you in the discussion board.